go. Come on, push it. Buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Oh my God. Did you do it? It's happening. Oh man. Woo! Woo! It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. It is a 7-layer cake. It's beautiful because we could just keep buying and buying and buying. And if we're out of money, we just go to the park and we hang out at the park. It's like, I'm out of money. I'll just come back in a couple months. But Jordan wants to know, is the bull market over? The bull market is just beginning. I know that sounds incredibly crazy and potentially unpopular to say during a time when even when CNBC can't put anything green. Oh, there we go. I was just going to say it was all red and then they flipped to green. They kind of ruined my transition there. But anyway, CNBC is basically just putting up loss porn all day long. Of course, the one time I look at it, it goes green. But anyway, no. To me, this is totally normal. We get these environments. Think back. Look at the past year. We had after the big dip on March 23rd, we had a double dip on April 3rd. We had a big dip at the beginning of June. We had like a 6-week rally all the way through the end of July and August. I mean, it was just like up. It was like kind of like a roller coaster, right? And then September was like wee oh, right? And then big bull run through the last week of September through October. Then October, it's like, oh crap, everything crashes again. Leading into the election, which I was thinking that stocks would do nothing but go up after the election because uncertainty would go away. Like we had some very real catalysts there, but I didn't believe in those. The big catalyst now is, I think, people thinking, oh my gosh, this whole inflation thing is such a big deal. I stand staunchly opposed to that. And I think technology stocks and innovation stocks, I pick some that are different from Cathie Wood. Look at the video that I just posted if you haven't yet. I was what Cathie Wood just said while the market is crashing. Watch that, and you get a little bit of some of my perspective on my differences. But no, is the bull market over? No, I think this is how bull markets begin. Bull markets begin in pain, and the weak paper handlers tend to enter the market at the top of a bull run. And when the bull takes a pause, then nobody wants to watch the show. But that's actually the time to come clean up and buy the cheap stocks. And that is the market that we are in right now. So as usual, we will pull up the Bloomberg terminal, and we will also pull up Webull, of course, which I haven't actually pitched this in a while. I should really quickly mention, if you're wondering which platform I use to always look at the candlesticks, it's Webull. And when you sign up for Webull using the link down below, metkevin.com/Webull, you will get up to 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 when you sign up for Webull. Again, go to metkevin.com/Webull. All right, so let's see what we got today. Rocket Mortgage did shoot down past my $30 level, so they actually disrespected the line a little bit here, which is a little bit disappointing, but not surprising. I would not be shocked to see Rocket Mortgage bounce tomorrow, and for us to get some green shoots again at Rocket Mortgage, because I do think we've now gone into an oversold territory on Rocket Mortgage. Fisker has really given up a lot of its gains. I did mention yesterday that there could be an opportunity that, look, Fisker hit peak media last Friday. A lot of that peak media carried over to yesterday morning and even Monday. I personally think if Fisker continues its sell-off, there does become a time where it becomes interesting to potentially look into. But honestly, the fact that it's, we've got Churchill Capital that's kind of following this lead down. I bought some more Churchill Capital this morning. I bought $150,000 worth of stocks. All 4 of these right here, all 4 of these losers, with the exception of Fisker, are ones that were bought. Churchill Capital at Seacourse Holding. Of course, anytime I make a purchase or a sell, I send an alert to all of you who are in the Stocks and Psychology of Money group. You pay once, you get access to the course forever. But anyway, I mean, this is some serious declining here. I mean, every single spark line is basically directly down here. The later you bought the dip today, the better you really did. I mean, Peloton hitting its lows again from earlier this morning. We hit, shortly after the opening, we hit 108, and we have actually now broken to a lower level, and we are at 107 now. Cannabis selling off after yesterday's attempted sort of return. Wow, Pinterest actually hit a low of 73. It is trading slightly above that right now.
We've got 2 minutes to the closing bell now. Northern Genesis, the commercial vehicle SPACs, all getting absolutely pummeled here. Looks like we did hit a low right around 1130 is approximately where we had a complete market bottom. Let's see how low Tesla got, for example. So Tesla's down. Wow, Tesla's down at actually at new lows of the day here at $653,000. Tesla down to again, well, $653,000, down about 4.7%. Enphase also down. Enphase down to about 161. We have lots of pain in this market here. Ocugen almost eliminated all of its gains today. Even SOS and ChemFarm removed some of their gains today. What do we have in terms of green? We still have recovery. GameStop, Tootsie Roll, Macy's, Nordic, but even Carnival gave up some of its gains here into the close. Somewhat unfortunate. Let's see here. Gore's holding Matterport under $15 now. Oh, it's so juicy. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, the prices are so cheap. Oh my gosh, we have 50 seconds to go until the closing bell. What else do we have here? We have, golly, Tesla. Geez, man, it is falling into the close here. We've got some selling volume going into the close here. I'm going to pull a Kevin here. If I can. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get a purchase in on this thing. Unlock trading. I don't know. F it. I'm going in. All right. 100 shares just went in on Tesla. I did set a limit order that was higher than where we were here, but that is a nice candlestick, and I just bought that. So let me send an alert. Just bought 100 shares of Tesla at around 651. Okay, closing bell. 3, 2, 1. We are closing.
31 points or 0.4% decline. S&P down 1.3. Sorry, the Nasdaq.
Almost missed the bell. Oh my gosh, that would have been toxic. We cannot miss the bell. We cannot. Woo! Yes, but I did just add to Tesla.
Commentator, take a look at how we finished the day on Wall Street, making new lows of the day at the close. Just a spill there into the end of trade. The Dow closing down 119 points. Worst performers, Salesforce, Microsoft, Apple. That tells you the story of today. Another tech wreck. Best performers in the Dow were Boeing, American Express, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan. Financials really shined today, along with energy and industrials. They were the three groups that closed positive, but the overall S&P down 1.3% because of weakness in groups like technology and consumer discretionary, each down about more than 2.4% apiece. Communication services, utilities also weak. The Nasdaq hit hard again, down 2.7%. Of those high-flying names that had done so well lately, names like Moderna, Lululemon, those were hit among the hardest as valuations come into question on those higher treasury yields. The Russell 2000 index of small caps down 1% on the day. Plus, Bitcoin bouncing back after a recent decline. We're going to discuss the outlook for crypto with the first analyst to initiate coverage of Coinbase ahead of its direct listing. Investors are now awaiting results from Snowflake and American Eagle. We'll bring you those.
All right. Snowflake.
They are released. First up, though, let's talk about this sell-off. Josh Brown, still with us from Ritholtz Wealth Management. Gabriela Santos from JP Morgan Asset Management joins the conversation. First to you, Mike, on that ugly close. What drove it? Treasury yields were higher, but they weren't quite at those startling levels or the speed that we saw last week. So what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, yields have essentially been static most of the week. It's mostly just, I said an hour ago.
All right. Very interesting. So we got Snowflake coming up. I want to see what Snowflake is going to end up reporting. So let's go ahead and pull up Snowflake. Snowflake, look, if they do well, they'll go up, but not as much as they could because this market is poopy doopy. I will pull up the Bloomberg terminal for Snowflake. Does anybody else have another earnings that they want me to look at? If you do, go ahead and type earnings and then the ticker symbol that you want. We'll go ahead and open up a couple tabs to get these earnings here. It is interesting. We're still in earnings season. I feel like there's so much going on in the market right now. Earnings. Oh, Costco reports today. Really? Shout out to you on Twitter there. You had somebody watching on Twitter wanting Costco information. So I'll open up the Bloomberg terminal. We'll see if we can beat CNBC to reporting to some of these. I don't know what OKT is, but OKT, I don't mind looking it up though. Bloomberg is pulling up, so we'll go ahead and pull this up. Let's, in the meantime, while this pulls, oh no, here it comes. Yep, no, still loading. Okay, let's look at the sticks here. Let's get the initial reaction here in the after hours. So pull the after hours over here to the left. So Rocket continuing a decline here into the after hours. Gore's bouncing, Neo bouncing. 41, it's under 42. Oh, man. Oh, it's so juicy. Tesla at 652, about $1 higher than what I just paid for it. We'll defer messages here for a moment. And let's go ahead and jump in here. So we got Snowflake. Let's pull up Snow. Come on. Snowflake. Don't be a snowflake and buy. All right, here we go. Snowflake, US. And let's get individual company news up on this guy. Oh, here, wow, it's already in. Snowflake. Okay, here we go. Okay, they reported right away. So lower loss than expected. That's good. Not a big beat. That's about a 10% beat. A little less, 8% beat. Sees product revenue. Okay, that guidance is right along expectation. Yeah, right along expectation here. EPS did well. Wait. Consensus 17. No, that's bad. That's not what they said right here. See, look, it says loss per share for Q4 was 70 cents versus $1 estimated. But the fly says, okay, that's very confusing. So we'll have to dig into this a little bit because, yeah. Bloomberg Automation says the loss is 70 cents versus $1 expected, quarter over quarter. Okay, so we'll have to see. Well, let's go ahead and see. I mean, this seems a little mixed. Let's see what how the market is responding to it. And then I know we've got Costco, and I'll look at some of these other tickers that folks are looking for as well. So let's take a look at Snowflake here. Snowflake selling off 6%, 7%. Yeah, see, that's not the kind of beat we expected. And so big sell-off here into Snowflake. And that is going to get, that pain is going to get accelerated by this madness here. Tesla actually now down a little bit more, down to 650. This is now substantially below, move myself a little bit here. This is now substantially below IPO pricing here. So, okay, product revenue, product revenue missed. Consensus was higher on the product. Costco, let's go move over to Costco. Now, I have a small stake in Snowflake. It is only a position in 1337. It's not an individual purchase that I've made. So Costco we're waiting on. Somebody says DLTR. Dollar Tree. Oh, a recovery play. Let's see. Okay, what other earnings do we have here? OKTA, somebody said. OKTA, let's pull them. And somebody says they're reporting. So let's pull them here. Okay, NASDAQ's worst two-day drop in 6 months. Beautiful. OKT. Okay, OKT comes in at loss per share. Loss per share actually greater than expected. What is OKT? Is Crate and Barrel? OKT is Crate and Barrel? Let's see. OKTA. OKTA. Okay, no. Publicly traded management. I have no idea what this is. I'm just looking at it, and it's down 8% in after hours. I have no idea what it is. Okay, so if somebody asked for it, so we're looking at it. Okay, let's see. Stock deal. Okay. OKT to buy it in. So, well, whatever it is, it let's see here. 20 cents to 21 cents estimated loss. Yeah, so definitely it lost more, and it's projecting more of a loss. So a definite miss here on the estimates. And OKTA is seeing pain over that. Okay, OKTA down about 8% right now. Snowflake actually recovering. Snowflake bouncing off the pain here. We got coverage on CNBC now on Snowflake.
CEO Frank Slootman saying here in a statement that they finished their fiscal year with strong performance. He says triple-digit product revenue growth, says that they saw improving operating efficiency, expanding their footprint globally. Remember, though, heading into this print, stock was already under some pressure. It was about 40% off its all-time high and now trading lower here in the after hours. Remember what Snowflake does. It sells cloud-based software, helps companies store, process, and visualize data. The conference call is at 5 p.m. Eastern and will be. Okay,
yeah, some of you adding clarity here on it being a video platform for authenticating users. Never heard of OKTA, not saying that's a bad thing or whatever. That's happy to provide a little bit the Bloomberg insight on it, at least. So we are getting a little bit of a bounce here. We have that both at Snowflake and OKTA. We have the bounce at Tesla as well. So we had a really brief kind of sell-off there in the early portion of the after hours. We got, let's see, GameStop. GameStop down, but still holding about 120 here. It's well within our box range here. Very interesting. Beyond Meat, Genius, EXPI. Wow, 13% off. We're almost down. We're going to be down under 50, which is our buy heavy target here. This is incredible. I mean, these are some incredible prices that we're seeing here. Continuing really the sell-off here. It's pronounced Akata. Yeah, I'm not going to try. Excuse me. VRM is dropping. Did they just report? Vroom. Oh, 8.8% in the after hours. Ouch. Let's go ahead and pull it up. VRM. VRM, company news. OKTA is one of the safest and most used approaches to logging into different tool sites when you work at a tech company. Most tech companies I've worked with so far have used OKTA at some point. Very good to know. Thank you for that. Vroom. Vroom has higher revenue than expected for Q1, or expectations are higher than expected by about 5%, but misses estimates. We have a loss per share of 44 cents versus expectations of 33 cents. We have revenue coming in at 405.8 compared to estimates of 401. So higher revenue, but probably higher expenses to miss on the bottom line there. Missing on the bottom line, not exactly what we want right now in this environment. Sharp sell-off here at Vroom. Vroom now devastatingly falling about 11% in the after hours. It is continuing to decline. We're now down 13% on Vroom. This is not good for the used car market. Not good. Wow, we are really putting in fat sell orders here. We briefly hit 14% as a decline there. I need some coffee. Let's see. I already made it, but I forgot to get it. Oops. I'll figure it out. I'm actually not that tired right now because there's so much pain. Rocket rebounding a little bit. Remember the expectation I said on Monday, or I'm sorry, on Tuesday. I said it wouldn't surprise me that after a 70% up, we get a sell-off on Wednesday, and then we get green Thursday and Friday. We'll see how high that rotates. Personally, if I were looking at trading, I don't know. Rocket's one of those I might buy a little bit into, and if it doesn't work out, you could hold that one. But yeah, it's interesting to me. 28 is probably a little bit too expensive for me to buy on it. I've got enough of a position in it to where I'm happy with my position in RKT. So OKTA, big sell-off there here. The sell-off is continuing into the after hours here. Snowflake stabilizing at about that 237 while hitting a bottom of 227. Yikes. Vroom, the red candlesticks are continuing. Beyond Meat is continuing to approach my buy target line of 120. Palantir is sucking. Tesla as well, though, also sucking in this environment. Apple, did we drop under 120 today? No, we didn't. We hit 121, 123 here. Enphase really rubber banding around the 160 to 170 range. In terms of green in the after hours here, let's see what we got green in the after hours right now. We got Wayfair up 4%, jumping back over. Ooh, a nice green shoots here. Jumping back over 300. Blank, Matterport up. CLII is up. Where's our CCIV? Where's our dog? Come here. Come here, you little piggy. CCIV at 24. Okay, we had some green coming out of the gate, but I have immediately sold that off. Oh, the paper handers. Paper handers. All right, let's see. Earnings, SPLK. Sure. SPLK. Let's see what we got. SPLK. Splunk. Also coming, I have no idea what it does. Sorry for being clueless. Splunk. That's cool. Okay, Splunk reports a loss of $139.5 million. Sees one revenue actually lower than expectations. Q4 revenue was actually higher by about 10% than expectations. Oh, and earnings per share came in 35 cents higher than expectations. This is a big beat on the earnings, but the forecast isn't as good. But definitely a big beat there on SP. Was it LK? Yeah, Splunk. Only up 2%. See, again, kind of what we were predicting. Worse reaction to earnings, like overreaction to the negative on earnings, like Snowflake. But then any kind of beats are also getting minimized. So just a bizarro kind of market right now. It's very rough, this kind of market. OKTA settling around. It's trying to test new lows here. Room 11%, trying to get a green shoot here. Snowflake balancing around 4% down. Very painful here. You can see the rest of the market appears to be mostly flat in the after hours. Obviously, the after hours did just begin. Carvana is actually up, Peloton up, Matterport up, but only by about 2% here. Faraday at $13. My gosh, this is dirt cheap. Faraday was actually one of those I sold when I had a gain in it, and I sold it to concentrate down on Tesla and CCIV. So Bumble, and this was about 2 weeks ago. All the alerts are obviously there in the history of our chat. So yeah, a lot of crap here in the middle. What is this Amazon moment for crypto? What are y'all talking about?
It's really the standard bearer in this industry. It's got great user experience, very secure, very compliant and regulatory friendly. They're going to be in a position to gain regardless of which crypto asset, which blockchain technology succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
Gil, how does Coinbase primarily make money?
Peace.
It's really trading volume. So either consumers buying and selling crypto, or increasingly institutions buying and selling crypto. They take a cut of every transaction, and that's right now a vast majority of their revenue. But increasingly, they're starting to provide other services, such as subscription services, that will become bigger parts of the business and hopefully smooth out their revenue and earnings going forward.
So looking at your model and your note and price target, it's a pretty rich valuation. I get the bull case you're explaining, but we're talking 20 to 25 times sales.
If you think about what the comparable group is for Coinbase, it's gold standard companies and open-ended growth categories. So think, you just discussed Snowflake, Zoom, Okta, companies like that, CrowdStrike. These are companies that have a huge category that has open-ended growth, and they're the gold standard in that category. They trade at anywhere between 30 and 70 times revenue right now. So to the extent Coinbase does well, has a good listing, provides some good guidance going forward, has good current period results, they'll be in a position to get those kinds of valuations.
Yeah.
Gil, I get what you were saying to Wilfred about the diversification, but what if the price of Bitcoin gets cut in half? What if it goes down below that, back down to 10,000 from 50,000? This has happened before. What happens to that Coinbase stock?
Well, that's right. And Coinbase will not do well if there's a decline in the price of crypto assets, if there's less volatility. They don't do as well. Their growth has not been entirely smooth. Parts of their growth are smooth, though. Their user growth is very smooth.
By the way, I should be interviewing the CEO of Voyager this weekend, so stay tuned.
And increasingly, those will smooth the overall results. But it's not going to be the same as a SaaS company that just builds on the same levels of growth all the time. There will be more ups and downs. It is a more risky investment. But again, there's a tremendous amount of upside if they continue to be the gold standard in the category.
It's going to be a good litmus test. Gil, thanks for joining us on The Note.
IPO my channel so I can take over Jim Cramer's job. Oh no, we gotta respect Jim. All right, yeah, selling organs to buy more stocks. Yeah, no kidding. Woo! It's bloody, folks. It's bloody out there. I want to take a moment and look at the top news. At least see what the suits are reading. In my opinion, this is my suit spying tool. The Bloomberg terminal is my ability to spy on the suits. NASDAQ sinks to 2-month low as bond yield surge. Let's look at that bond yield surge. We know that the treasuries were running this morning We're going to take a peek here to look at the line chart and see if we broke 1.5, which we may have. We did. Yep, that's why we saw that sell-off. I said it this morning. If we break 1.5, people are going to freak again. And sure enough, we did. And yep, okay, 10:30 this morning. This okay. So that's interesting. So it was about an hour after market open, an hour and 10 minutes after market open, that we really hit this sort of peak here. How come when I go back, it looks like it was over 1.5? Oh, it didn't break 1.5. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, it did not break 1.5, but it did go up. So it actually went to a high of 1.4946. Very, very, oh, this is interesting. Hold on. This is a Roku Amazon discussion. One sec.
In Dow Jones, the Wall Street Journal saying that these deals could be in place as early as next week, and TV networks could pay as much as double their current rate, while Amazon could pay $1 billion per season if it does secure those exclusive rights to most Thursday night games, according to the report. This is all based on sources, but we have reached out to the NFL for comment and have not heard back yet. Guys.
That's huge. If Amazon gets sports, woo! Now, I spend more time looking at candlesticks than sports. I'll still hang out with you on a sports night, and we'll pop a beer. But yeah, I spend more time with my head in research reports to on sports, unfortunately. But yeah, wow, that's crazy. That's big for Amazon. If they can get sports, now all of a sudden Amazon becomes that sort of default go-to, or that prime on your smart TV. I'm still a little lost in terms of who's going to be the leader on the smart TVs. I'll say that. I think for example, we have this. I mean, every TV is like a smart TV right now, but we usually just bounce around between like Netflix and Prime and Disney Plus. Usually, just whatever the kids want. But I don't know that there's a real dominance of one over the other. I will say Amazon is getting a lot more content, which is very interesting. Okay, so and they got Amazon has this. I don't even know what it's called, but they have a tablet that we actually bought for Max. He's 3 years old, and it just like is Amazon TV for him with curated children's content. And he goes through there and he just sits there and clicks the stuff that he wants. Obviously, we limit the hours he can play with that. He calls it his iPad, but it was dirt cheap, and it's pretty incredible. And that is potentially, in my opinion, an edge that Amazon might have over like a Roku is the device, right? Amazon's phone failed, which is a risk factor, but I think the Amazon tablet, it's a fine. That thing, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So yes, please. Okay. So not sure if you did a short interest yet. Yeah, we looked at short interest this morning on Rocket. It was only down fractionally, like a couple tenths of a percent. Nothing spectacular there. My daughter also, it's Kindle Fire Kids, and she calls it her iPad. That's cute. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. If any of your streams and looking forward to signing up for your courses, wanted to know your thoughts on Roblox. But yeah, it's coming next week. So my problem is I don't do my deep dives until like right before the IPO. So I expect to do that this weekend. I know there's a lot of excitement for that, so I do expect to do that. But Roblox is one of those, along with Coinbase. Yeah, $1 billion a year for Amazon Prime item is less than $10 per US Prime user. Yeah. Okay, so let's. I want to go back to this top news here, and then we'll look at the charts. Thank you for that conversion there. So I'm a little distracted though. Buckling stocks test resolve of dip buyers amid 81-day run. I mean, if you think about it, it is true. We've pretty much had a straight run since the election. In fact, I've been searching for catalysts. Like, when are we going to see the next crash? I've been looking for these catalysts. And really, it was bond yields. Was the catalyst, but how fast they jumped, I don't know that anybody really saw coming. Kathy Wood's ARK sinks 20% from peak as tech sells off. Here, we can actually make this a little larger for all of us. So Nasdaq sinks to 2 month low as bond yields surge. Tesla, okay, that's boring. Amazon in talks to carry the NFL games. I think that's great. That's a big play there. Biden on the narrower eligibility. I talked about that in a video this morning. Also did a video on ARK Invest, so take a look at that. Amazon merchant kicked off website, spent $200,000 to get just. Okay, I'm not interested in the drama right now. Deals. Luminex looking to take over. SPAC bosses flip to more aggressive terms as buyer mania builds. Yeah, well, we saw that with Lucid. Damn suits. Piss me off. Okay. Yankees manager, medical leave, getting a pacemaker. Lawmakers. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be another front. Yeah, ARK will definitely be fine. I did look at the Bazinga. I actually did a breakdown of the Bazinga video, so you could watch that. But no, it was a good interview. And I support their channel. I think they're great and underappreciated. This is going to be a big thing going forward. Where was it? It was the trans thing. That's going to be a big thing in sports. Lawmakers can't cite local examples of trans girls in sports. Let's see how that evolves. I mean, we have a large like cultural and societal revolution happening there. Not sure how that really applies to stocks, though. So we're going to stick with stocks right now. Let's go back. And here's Larry Kudlow talking about CPAC. Come on, man. Larry Kudlow, this Fox business. Although he does have Mark Meadows on. He's got Mark Meadows on. I don't know. Mark Meadows, is he still relevant today? I don't know.
For carrying both houses in the 2022 midterms.
No, just talking about midterms. Okay, we don't care about that right now. Let's we'll go to the sticks again in just a moment here. Let's just see if Closing Bell has anything.
So ahead, energy stocks have been soaring since late last year. Our next guest explains why he thinks the sector will continue to rally from here. Plus, DraftKings and Dish Networks teaming up to allow consumers to place bets from their TVs. Details of that partnership coming up on Closing Bell too.
Brilliant. Oh my gosh. Think about that, folks. Wait. Oh my gosh. That is really incredible. Oh, wow. I mean, think about this. Okay, so just ignore DraftKings' performance over the past year or whatever for a moment, because you might get discouraged to even consider it, because it's been very good. But think about that for a moment. You got your smart TV. Yeah, you're watching, I don't know, whatever sports show. You know, I'm not exactly how they might integrate this. I guess Dish that could be an overlay over really any channel you're watching. So you have an overlay, and in theory, there in the future, oh, this is insane. In the future, you could have a remote control that literally says buy or sell or like place bet, like bet or sell or close, right? And you could literally just, you know, coffee your beer and your remote control and go, yeah. Bet on the Lakers. Yeah. Bet on the Yankees. No. Sell the Yankees, buy the Red Sox. You know, that's crazy. Oh, man. That is crazy. That is so cool. That could get addicting. I will never forget, and I feel like a boomer now continuously referencing this, but I will never forget. Oh, man, it's so amazing. I will never forget the 2014, I think it was the semifinals, where Germany and Brazil were facing off. I was in a Brazilian bar when Germany scored like 7 goals and Brazil got 1. It was pretty intense, but just the emotion that goes into sports, it's so fun. And if you can now bet for your remote, that's something. I gotta write that down. That is A, scary, but B, also kind of exciting. So the DraftKings Dish. Because if DraftKings does it with Dish, I want to see if that's an exclusive agreement. If it's not exclusive, DraftKings can do that with other providers as well. So that's my questions. My question is DraftKings Dish partnership exclusive. That's a game changer right there. I mean, look, it's easy enough to download an app, but it's another step, right? Very, very, very interesting. 7-1. It was insane. Yeah, 7-1. It was so insane. Das war eine tolle Zeit. Yeah, it was insane. I had to hide my German passport because I was in a French bar, but it was a Brazilian bar, and they had the German flag in a mop bucket. that doesn't do too well. Didn't want to die that night. So, anywho, sports are awesome. Okay, so GameStop actually rallying off the close or off sort of the dip here. Rocket Mortgage pushing up. Gores, Matterport. Yeah, Matterport under 15. My God. Yeah. You were in a Brazilian bar in Barcelona. That's awesome. Nice. I mean, it probably didn't go well, but it's cool that you were in Barcelona. That's really awesome. Snowflake, 4.6% on the decline. What? Wait a minute. We had some bigger declines here. Where's OKTA? Yeah, and Vroom. Here we go. Vroom has accelerated losses here. Not so good. Oh, Ron Wyden's on. Hold on. This could be market moving.
And families. And with respect to getting that $1,400, the income thresholds is what I set out to achieve.
Uh-huh.
Wyden has also championed the boost in benefits for jobless workers.
Okay, so they're just talking about the changes Biden made this morning. I thought he might have been live. Sometimes that you can actually get market moves from leaders here. Okay. So hold on. There's a question here about how deep am I into Palantir? I will answer that. Hold on. MC Tendies. Oh, that is a great name. Love your name. About 200K. Okay. So yes, I'm a dual citizen. So okay, Vroom accelerating losses. OKTA. Jeez, man, 13%. What disaster right now. Everything's just selling off more and more and more. Okay. Rocket. See, Rocket gaining again. Rocket pushing again. This could be a trade tomorrow. I don't know. It's a pretty garbage time to trade, honestly. But it could be. Okay, NGA, Tilray, Microvision. Enphase. Peloton, Square. Okay, these guys are all flat. There's nothing really happening here. Where's Tesla and Neo? Let's take a look. Tesla. So Tesla at 653. Neo, oh my God, 41. It's so ridiculously cheap. So we're going to look back at these prices in like 2 months and we're going to be like, what the F? Why didn't I buy more? I would place very heavy bets on 2 months from now. We will look back and we go, damn it. Kevin was right. I should have bought the dip more. Think about that now and ask yourself, seriously, ask yourself this right now. Do you think we're going to be in the doldrums in 2 months? Or do you think things are going to be a lot better in 2 months? Like what long-term negative catalyst do we have here? Really? Interest rates? Come on. No. Ow. Sorry. I'm trying to get some coffee. There we go. I got it. But when it came up, I hit my head. So, yeah. All right. Let's listen in for a little bit.
Who is going to be in the leadership position? Energy has been the best performing sector so far this year. You have liked it. That's been a good call. Up 30%. More gains there?
I think so, Sarah. I mean, if you, again, back to the duration idea, it's a low duration asset. And I think when you look over the last 5 years, I mean, it's probably the main sector that's been underinvested in. It certainly has been vilified from everything from, ESG on down. So there aren't that many people. It's certainly not a crowded place to be. And I think people are really underestimating what an infrastructure bill looks like. Whatever that number.
Yes. That's going to be huge for Tesla and Enphase. Oh my gosh, buy it up, folks. Could this be profit take? Oh wait, sorry. I actually did not mean to put your comment up about the girl. You're welcome to your comment, but I did not mean to put that up. Could it be people are finally profit taking? This is the one I wanted to click. This is how I get in trouble. Stocks have been parabolic over the last sale. Of course. There's always going to be profit taking. But these are paper handing sissies. Yeah. Vroom, though. Oh my God. Vroom is free falling right now. Free falling. Isn't that a song? Free falling. My voice is broken right now. Yeah, that is a song. Please. Hold on. Isn't it? Am I losing my mind? Free falling song. Tom Perry, free falling. No, is it this? No, I get a VRBO ad? Come on. No, this is it. Hold on. So I don't get demonetized. I probably would get demonetized. We just have to guess. We have to guess. And we got like 3 seconds we can play it. Yeah! That's the one. Yes. How did I nail that? I literally just randomly picked the spot in the song and I nailed it. Oh, that's perfect. We need to remix that with Buy the Dip. Oh my God. Oh, it's too funny. You gotta laugh about the market, folks. If you're out of money, go on a walk.
Together, you look at Goldman Sachs, you look at J.P. Morgan, you look at Morgan Stanley, you look at the traditional lenders like PNC or even Wells Fargo. You know, all these are good-looking charts that are breaking out, starting to get momentum, and they actually score very, very well in our leadership category and are improving. So I do like financials, and whether that's more normalization in the yield curve, loan growth demand, whatever the case may be. The thing I like about financials the most is that most of the charts look the same. And when they all look the same, it means there's something happening in the big picture that is driving the group. It's not idiosyncratic. So that tends to be good news. So yeah, he likes financials.
Yes. Very smart what he said. When everything is selling off, you know it's not you. Like oftentimes we're like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I bought this stock and it's falling. Well, yeah, if that's the only thing that's falling, you might feel that way. but when everything's falling, it's not your fault. It's the market having a mood swing. You know, it's its time of it's lunar cycle. Play the Buy the Dip song. So let's see here. Okay, I think if we get good unemployment data on Friday, yield will run like crazy again. Maybe, unless we're front running that. But sure, let's pull up the yield again. Let's look at the top news again here. Oh, the 10-year. I don't really care. Let's look at the history of the 10-year here, because honestly, I think this is overdone. What happened with Vroom? Well, oh yeah, wider quarterly loss. Hold on a sec. I mean, it's not a horrible argument, honestly. Hold on. Here we go. So what did Vroom report again? I just want to look at this again. Vroom, okay, Q1 from the 8K, 405, estimated 201. Okay, 401. So they just didn't beat expectations as much. Initiates guidance, losses widen amid higher revenue. Competitive space. It's not good for Shift. I wonder if Shift is selling. But Shift is so dirt cheap. Like, is Shift really going to half in value? Like, the odds, in my opinion, are that Shift will quadruple in value before it halves in value ever. And I think that's why Shift is green here in after hours. I think it is. Yeah, 1%. Man, okay, Tesla gaining here. Shift, I might have to I might have to add some Shift, honestly. It's just so cheap. F it. Where is it? Come over here, yo. No, the volume's too low. If I buy it right now, this will move because there's no volume. I mean, I could just set a limit. I don't know. Let's just buy. How much do I get if I put 2,000 shares in? No, we could do a little bit more. 3,000 shares. Don't front run me. $9. Do not buy this before me. I don't really care. Oh, okay. Did it go through already? That'd be insane if it already went through. There's no way. There's no way that filled. Okay, I'll let you know. Okay. 20K of SFT shares just bought. Okay. Okay, so SFT, what did it go through? Did it go through? 3,000 shares. Oh my God, it filled. 896. It literally filled at my price. That's kooky. Okay. Alrighty. Somebody says GME is running. Let's go see what we got. I mean, everything sold off last spring, but that didn't help you unless you held for months and months. Yeah, I don't care. GME. Uh-oh, here we go. And I'm not saying that you're not wrong. And I'm not saying that to like insult you. I'm saying that like I'm still gonna buy. But yes, GME is running out of the box. Like I don't mind being upside down in my portfolio. I just want ownership. You know, that's what I'm saying. Give me more ownership. That's what I want. Assets. I like the assets. Yeah. So GME is having a little bit of a breakout of our lower bound. Let's see what's going on with volume here. So, okay, we had a volume explosion here. All of a sudden, it looks like somebody put a big buy order in. A few big buy orders here, or these are executing over a period of time. Okay, what's going on? Oh my God! See, this is the danger. This is the danger. That's I don't like buying in after hours. This is like artificial now. Whatever. Hey, look, it's up 5%. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Vroom. It's just usually I just put this stuff in the course. This comment here, but I'll say this I just want to be transparent here. I believe that if shift misses, worst case, it's going to go to like $6.50, maybe $6. Like $6 is just like a joke. Like really, shift's going to become a penny stock? I don't see it. Maybe, okay. Like if you lose money, it's your effing fault. This is. I mean, you're listening to a dude who wears jackets in California in a room while he's in all day and has a level 99 Slayer cup and trades off between the level 99 fire making cup. Like, you got to be an idiot to just trade the way I'm trading. But anyway, I think the worst case is it goes down to like $6 or $6.50. A best case scenario, this is like a $40 stock. I'm so highly convinced that this is so undervalued. But this doesn't mean I have to be right. You know, the market could just keep being stupid about it. It's their problem. Well, I guess it partly is my problem, but I'll keep buying in the meantime. So, okay, let's CNBC say.
Closing bell. We'll be right back.
No, come on. Okay.
The economy.
Oh, no, I don't care about wedding bells. Go, stop it. Cuddle.
All right.
This is the fossil fuel business. And then adding insult to injury, Joe Biden's Washington is pushing another form of the carbon tax. The U.S. trade rep in their annual report.
You know, this guy probably went from like a salary of like $200,000 at the White House going, I see big V's, I see green shoots, to probably like a $10 million salary hosting his show here in place of Lou Dobbs. He took Lou Dobbs' job. Hey, congrats, man. Kayleigh McEnany just got a spot on Fox as well. I mean, her salary probably 10x'd as well. It's crazy. It's like the White House is just your Trojan horse of getting into Kudlow from 20K to 30 mil on Fox. I mean, I don't know about 30 mil because I think Jim Cramer's at like 15 or something like that. And I don't know, maybe. Fox News gets more views than CNBC. So who knows why. Okay, let's look at the sticks again. The sticks have shift in the lead. We had nothing to do with that. Must be a great stock. Silver Spike. Let's see. Gore's holding. Matterport. Got a little bit of a push here. Clever. GameStop gave up again. Come on, GameStop. Stop being little pans. Look at this. Going right back into its box. All right. Plug Power. Plug Power is going to be on. You know what? Let's do this. We should do this. I really want to do this. The Buzz ETF thing, right? Buzz ETF, what's his name? Portnoy. Buzz ETF Holdings. Well, you type in Buzz ETF. Folks, what is this garbage? Who searches this? Please, come on. Can you get rich off ETFs? Oh my gosh. Okay. Buzz ETF Holdings. I want to see the holdings. Buzz indexes. So I think Plug's up there. Okay. Buzz Holdings. Okay. I like that. DraftKings 3%. That's not bad. Twitter 3%. This is stupid. But it's trendy. I get it. I don't agree with Facebook being this high. American Airlines, okay, recovery play. I could see that. Amazon, sure. Apple, fine. AMD, good. Netflix, good. Tesla, good. Plug, way too high. Microsoft's too high. Pinterest, that's very good. That's good. Novavax, I don't know enough about this one to comment. Pfizer, I'm okay with that. Penn Gaming, I'm good with that. Boeing's too high. Virgin Galactic, maybe. Honestly, Tesla should be right here. Instead, well, Tesla, okay. I would rather Tesla 2.6. It's a little low. I'd rather take 1% from Virgin and give it to Tesla. Snap, Moderna. Okay, these aren't horrible. Square, GM, GE. I don't know about that one. Nikola, get that out of here. Come on, man. Really? Nikola over Peloton and Carnival and Beyond Meat? And CRISPR? Come on. I mean, Simon Property Group, okay, fine. Etsy, oh my gosh, Etsy should be at least 2 to 3x Simon Property Group. Get out of town. Enphase. I mean, look, this is either going to perform. I mean, I don't think this can perform badly because it's diversified the way it is. But relative to others like ARK, honestly, I think this is going to get smoked. I think this is more of a like chase the trend rather than set the trend. I don't know. Maybe I'm overly negative on this, okay? Personally, I'd rather have all of my money. Like if somebody put a gun to my head and they're like, all your money on something right now, I'd be on Kathy over this. Hands down. This isn't even a consideration. Or somebody like Kathy. Like if I didn't want to play with my money all day long and I wanted to invest in Kathy or somebody like Kathy, I'd be okay with that. Because there are other Kathys in the world. She's the viral one. Which, congratulations. I mean, I think she's brilliant, and I think her researchers, you got to give her researchers credit too. It's not just Kathy. She's got a whole staff of researchers. But yeah, I would have had some different picks here. But again, they're trying to follow the trend rather than set the trend. Makes sense. Okay, where are our yields right now? 1.48%. Let's see. Ross Gerber was good. Yeah, I like that. Try reloading. I think you broke in, Kevin. Broke in. Okay. Let's see. Buzz was not listed. So they're providing you a if we existed, this is how we would have performed. Which is like so shady because you could totally reverse engineer that and set your profile for what could we do to have looked really good last year. Convertible note is just debt that you give a company money, they give you a note, a promise to repay that you can convert to shares at some point in the future for a certain price at a certain date. SEC is going to go after you. Bring it on. I actually like the SEC. I've talked to the SEC. It's been about a year, but I've talked to, I think they're very smart people there. I think they've got a lot of work cut out for them with this new changing dynamic in the marketplace. All right, let's look at the sticks again. Okay, Unity, Snowflake, DocuSign, Express, all down about 1%. Not a lot of actual price action here. Like we don't have big sell-offs here in the after hours here. Plug Power, where's Rocket? Oh, Rocket's giving up a little bit. If Rocket flattens, I don't know, I might add a little bit to Rocket. Stay tuned. Have your notifications on if you're in the course. Have your notifications on. I might add a little bit to Rocket. We'll see. We'll see how it behaves. Maybe. I don't really care. But maybe. Okay. Spike. Fuel cell. Fuel cell's too soon. Too soon. Online clothing reseller tread up files for IPO. Okay. Lemonade's going to break 100. Let's go. That's actually a good thing because then I can maybe actually individually buy the stock again. This is just the Motley Fool gave it the most ridiculous pump ever. If anybody should be looked into for I mean, it's not really fair. I mean, they just have a large following, but I mean, like that was some big pump and dump in there. Although I don't know that they dumped, but they definitely pumped. It's not a pump and dump if there's no dump. Oh man, the memes. Tesla actually gaining. So we made $3. Yeah. Okay. What's CCIV doing? CCIV. When somebody says, "Bro, CCIV," we should look. CCIV. It's pretty flat here in the after hours. All right. Let's see what else is going on. If anything.
We mapped out the open territory in our portfolio. We know where the consumer is going, and through a combination of organic development, partnerships, and M&A, we'll continue to expand our reach into new areas of beverage.
Boring.
Why do you think?
Shrimp, Shakey's mouth-watering garlic shrimp pizza.
All right, let's try Bloomberg Live. Bloomberg Live TV. Sometimes they have good interviews there. I have to say, Bloomberg Live, pretty good. I wish they were on the TV. It'd be a little bit easier for me to flip around to them, but I can get them here too. Okay, let's listen to this.
Women leaders were actually better at controlling.
Fine then. SpaceX trying another launch at 420. Wait, we missed that already, didn't we? Did we miss? Yeah, we would have missed that. Let's see. I do not own DraftKings. Pretty sure we met if there was a launch at 420. SpaceX. Here we go. What is this? Oh, I'm getting ads because I don't have YouTube Premium on. Hold on. Let me go to where's the SpaceX one? Is SpaceX streaming this or no? I mean, we're not going to turn this into a space watching video, but if there's something entertaining, we might watch it. All right, whatever. Oh, how long? Oh, because it's coming out of Texas. Oh. 420 happens every hour somewhere. Yeah, because it's past 420 Eastern, but this is in Texas. So T-minus 39 minutes. I mean, okay, it's going to be a while. I want to find the actual stream on this. I think NASA might be streaming it. It's usually either NASA or SpaceX. Was that it? No. Where's the legit stream on this? Somebody find the legit stream, please. and we'll have that up. But again, we're not going to focus on this right now. We got to focus on the stocks. Studio tour. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, Kudlow's back on. Let's listen to this for a moment.
Important role too, but down through the years, there's been a pretty decent return on this kind of R&D. It's not commercializing in the government. It could be commercialized in the private sector. So I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I suspect you're dead right on that. The only thing, Bill, that I bring to your attention. Look, in the Trump years, we tried to do business with Europe, quote unquote. Now you mentioned the Netherlands. And they helped us on the semiconductor battles. And you're right. They were the best of the lot. But Europe's tough nut to crack sometimes, Bill.
I'm not questioning that. But every bit of help that we can get from them strengthens our own hand. And so my recommendation is to keep on trying. I recognize that the Europeans have interest.
Unison advisor Nir Kesar. Nir, let's start with the equity market rotation that we've seen.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get some more perspective.
Back up in rates. And of course, we can tell this story about reflation and cyclical acceleration and so forth. How sustainable is the return to value, the return to some of these cyclical areas? And how much does it have to sort of essentially coincide with ongoing upward pressure on rates?
Hi, Joe. Well, this old man likes to look deep into history. And, when I look at previous cycles, you do tend to see in early recoveries, such as the one that we're having now, you do tend to see a rotation in favor of the companies that might have gotten beaten down during a contraction. And those are value names. Those are small caps. Those can be emerging markets, although the emerging market data doesn't go back that far. I mean, the data we have only goes back to the 90s or late 1980s. So you would expect, as long as this recovery is for real, and I have no reason to doubt it, then I think it's reasonable to expect that value will continue to do well as it has since November. small caps will, and I think in general foreign stocks should do well as well. What does that mean ultimately for investors? I don't think it means that you want to go and bet your entire portfolio on that proposition, because we're talking about probabilities, not certainties. But I think it's a good time to look at the portfolio and say, am I loaded up on U.S. large cap growth stocks, which I think a lot of people are based on what's happened over the last few years. So it's a time to sort of take stock and maybe find balance more than it is to take huge bets. But I think the recent rotation should continue.
Neil, what do you make of, we heard Scott Minerd of Guggenheim saying, look,
everyone can have their opinion. I'm not buying value crap, because most of the value is, I agree with Kathy Wood a lot on this, is a value trap. There's some good value, though, like Tesla.
Is the only path for yields to go higher? How much does it worry you?
I have to confess, I am not fussed. I certainly see all the sort of writing and hand wringing around.
You know who this guy sounds like? Who's that guy who's always Dean Graziosi? Doesn't he sound like him?
It is not fussed.
Oh,
I'm not when you look at that longer term chart that you showed, what it shows is that we barely had any movement. Obviously, if you look at it up close, only against the lens of what happened in the last year, it looks dramatic. But if you pull back the lens, we're well below the historical average on rates. We're about, a standard deviation and a half from that long-term average on the 10-year. That's a big still, that means we're still well below the average number. And it's hard to imagine that we get anywhere near it unless we get some unexpected uptick in inflation to a degree that...
Somebody says he sounds like the new press secretary, but I'm laughing at your name for her, the circle back chick. And we'll circle back to you. Joe Pesci, but that's a good reference. I like that. I see the GNOG comment. Not jumping up and down. I'll write it down and give it a peek. GNOG. Okay, what the F is going on with Tesla? What did you just join? Let's see here. We'll listen while I pull up the sticks.
This environment, and by the environment, I mean an environment where we are seeing economic improvement, but also seeing rising rates and maybe potentially sometime in the future a tightening of monetary policy.
Well, okay, Romain, I have an unpopular opinion on this.
Okay,
you'll be shocked to hear. I think we've done investors a disservice by making too much of the relationship between interest rates and what happens in the stock market generally, and what happens within cross sections of the market specifically. And when I look back at the available data that we have, I just can't find any reliable relationship between the movement of interest rates and what happens to growth versus value in general. And I think we've sort of made too much of that point. And I think we've set up investors to think that if interest rates go up, that it's going to necessarily be a boon to value relative to growth. Now, I think if it turns out to be the case, it will be mostly, in my opinion, it'll be mostly because growth has just gotten ahead of itself. In general, higher interest rates are destabilizing. And if you have a high valuation asset and it's going to be corrected, the degree to which it'll be corrected should be informed to some extent by how expensive it is. And right now, growth stocks in the US are just insanely expensive. And so you would imagine that higher interest rates would affect them. But I don't think that would have anything to do necessarily with the intrinsic aspects of growth versus value.
Neil Kaser, Bloomberg opinion columnist and founder of Unison Advisors. We love unpopular viewpoints here. Thank you for the contrarian.
Okay. I mean, so he talks about rotating into value. I personally don't love that idea. And now they're talking about Melvin Capital, but we don't care about Melvin. Yeah, and he talks about maybe rates going up isn't going to be so bad. A lot of that getting priced in right now. So this is the max view of the 10-year treasury. Let's just talk about this for a moment here. So this right here is the 80s. Look at that peak. It's crazy. Can we get a little, oh, there we go. Nice little arrow right there. Look at that. That's kooky. So this is, look at that, September of 81. The 10-year treasury was at 15.8. Look at this. Our recession. Well, let's go to September of 08 if we can here for a moment. September of 08. Here's the recession. So, oops. I want to draw another arrow. Where's my arrow? There we go. Okay, so where is it? Because we want to mark these. September of 08 was right here. So this, oops. Okay, fine. There we go. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, I like how that arrow worked. So here's our Great Recession. for this is bonds we're looking at, right? So a small decline there. But as rates have trended down, obviously the stock market has done very, very well here. We're still dirt low here. I mean, even if we go, let's do a trend line here. Even if we go to like, these levels over here. So what is this? This is roughly 2%, 1.92%, which would be going up another 0.4% here, which would be substantial. That'd be like another 25% increase in yields. Even if this happened, like, really, is that going to be that big of a difference of a market? Like, can we really be that spooked about this potential for this yield growth? Now, I think that there is fear that we're going to see yields go back instead to something like a 2007, right? So let's see if I can draw a little bit of a ray out here. So I think there's a fear that we're going to see a return to these levels where interest rates need to go back to like 3-4% or something like that, or even higher. Maybe mortgages at 5-6%. I don't know if we're going to get there because we've really just been in such a deflationary time with yields trending downward, not upward. In fact, if we zoom out here, let's see, zoom. If I click it, does it let me? Oh, that's definitely not what I wanted to do. Oh, wait, I'll just do this. So we go back to the max here. Okay, reset. Stop it. There we go. I mean, look at just this long-term trend that we have here. Let's see what this stick looks like. Let's go to like 87, right? Look at this. I mean, really? We're gonna think that we're gonna see a spike back to 2007 levels, which 2007 levels were here. I don't see it. I mean, even if we followed this trend here and we ended up hitting like, what is this, 2.3%, fine. Are we gonna see a big jump again? I don't see it. I mean, I don't think in 2030 though we'll be at. I mean, who knows? Maybe we will be. Maybe we'll be like Europe and we'll have to go negative at some point. So maybe that long-term trend could continue. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, it depends where you draw the line from, right? I mean, if I draw the line to go before this period over here, if we draw something like this, or yeah, I mean, even something like this to go towards the high side here, sure, rates could go to 2.6 or whatever, but we're still on this downtrend. I just don't see rates being such crisis mode for us. But then again, what do I know? What's Fox saying? They got some fancy looking graphics here.
Our top story, a live look on Capitol Hill where lawmakers are making last minute changes to the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. The Senate could begin debate in just hours from now. Let's go to Blake Berman at the White House with the very latest on all this. Hi, Blake.
Hi there, David. A Democratic source telling me that the White House has signed off on exactly who would be able to receive direct payments under the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, and that number is slimming down. Let me walk you through the numbers briefly as it was described to me. An individual making up to $75,000 would still get the full $1,400, but the phase-out level for those who would receive a partial amount has been brought down to cap out at individuals who make $80,000. For couples, it's $150,000 with the phase-out reduced to $160,000. Now, what does this mean? Well, it will likely appease moderate Democrats.
Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin's fussy. All right, moving on. So, let's see here. Moving on. What else do we have here? Well, let's listen to Saki.
Check. He's unmovable on that. Repeated that to me again this morning. And he has been very clear that the threshold should be at $75K and $150.
Look at that. They tried lowering the checks to $1,000.
That the sausage making machine sometimes spits out a different package.
Sausage making machine. That's what she's calling Congress. Oh, McConnell.
$150 billion that would go to state and local governments as a part of the package, calling it a quote-unquote blue state bailout. They also argue its formula punishes states who opened up their economies earlier. Now, as a stall tactic, Senate Republicans will now force a full reading of the likely multi-hundred-page bill. That means a Senate vote could slip until Friday. The Senate Majority Leader, though, still holding out hope that the price tag is simply too big for some of those more moderate Democrats.
Any amount we can reduce the size of this is a good thing for the country, and I think there's at least a chance that one or two Democrats could join all of us and spend a little bit less.
David, no matter how this process plays out up on Capitol Hill, specifically in the Senate,
hate Congress.
Couple days, Democrats are still very confident that this $1.9 trillion package will make its way over here to President Biden's desk at the latest, they say, by March 14th. David.
Blake Berman, thank you very much, Blake. Here now is Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn on this and other things. Senator.
Term limits, please. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. Stick's pretty stable right now. I do want to hit top news, but let's just see if she has any new insight really quick, because the stimulus package will move the market.
The Americans in Texas and Mississippi who want to lift the COVID restrictions and are very happy that their governors are doing so. Let me play the tape and get your reaction. Go ahead.
No, we don't need to play that tape. We'll come back to her in a second. Okay, so Melvin Capital surged 22% in February after GameStop disaster. Wow. In the same vein as Cathie Wood's ARK sinks 20%. This is not like, I think they got the story backwards. That should be the opposite. No worries. Cathie will be fine. Possible Capitol attack on Thursday. Well, I keep hearing about this. That's not good. Law enforcement officials warned that a militia group may be plotting to attack the Capitol on Thursday, a date tied to conspiracy theories about March 4th being the true inauguration day. All right.
They want to keep themselves and their families safe. They want to get back to work. They want to get children back in school. And you have states like Texas and Tennessee and Mississippi that are doing this. And mask mandates in different counties are beginning to go away. And people are going to be very careful. And if these governors...
Okay. All right. No, we're not listening to this. So CCFE starting to print some tendies. That's pretty cool. Launch in 28 minutes. I mean, usually I don't stream that long, but I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. CCFE is a long way to go. Yep. FSR is for sale. Yeah. FSR. Oops. FSR. Yep. It went way ahead of itself there. But we kind of expected that. All right, so Splunk Rocket stabilizing here. Enphase Energy, kind of a little bit of green. It's really the earners today, or I should say the missing earnings that are moving here. GameStop fully went back into its box like a well-behaved puppy. It tried breaking out and came right back into its box. Tough trade. So, people who opened to trade on that one, seeing the run, just got put right back into the box. Respect the box. That's got to be another shirt. Respect the box.
And we have heard it for a year now, and people are ready to begin living their life. They're so grateful for Operation Warp Speed, the leadership that the Trump administration brought to Operation.
Okay. No more politics. Okay. It's one thing if you want to talk about like, hey, here's an update on what's going on. It's quite another
here where, yes, rates are moving higher. Yes, this is seemingly painful. Yes, you have to reassess which trades work. And I think the biggest place where the profound damage, though, are in these high multiple tech names. I mean, I have a screen. Everyone probably has some screen on their, or some box on their screens where they've highlighted some of these big multiple stocks. And whether they be the COVID beneficiaries like a Peloton or a Zoom, or whether they be a Square, but all of these stocks were down big today. And the damage there, I think, is something that you have to be careful about. And I don't think people are going to be running in. I think we've seen some highs there.
Yeah.
Paper hander.
And another area in big cap tech or technology as a whole, software. And Karen, you've been talking about this
the IGV, the software ETF. You're short this one. This had a tough day.
She's always short tech, though. She's always like, recovery. Got to get into recovery. I think there's a rotation.
Microsoft, but it also has Adobe, Salesforce, ServiceNow, DocuSign, CrowdStrike, those super high flyer names. So that got hit especially hard. It took it back from 380 something or so, the index was, to about 343 now. That's a very big move for an index, but still the PE multiples are really, really high. That for me is a hedge against my, MAGA kind of stocks that I still think of as value. I think of Alphabet as value. I think of Facebook as value. Apple, a little less value-y, but I still really believe the 5G story. So I definitely took pain on those. And I'm staying with those. I think ultimately those will trade higher. Some of these, Zoom from 568 to 341. I don't know. It still seems expensive. The one that does sort of catch my eye is Palantir, which has gone from 39 to 23 something or other.
That was
24.
a key in Guy's hope trade for the year, as you all will definitely recall. But Guy,
Palantir is fine.
I mean, Tim's a crucial point that Tim is making is that rates won't go too high from here. And so I put it to you, Guy. Is that in your base case?
I'm not a big fan of Hyliion. Watch my video on Hyliion. And honestly, the whole commercial vehicle space just getting spanked.
We have seen those rates move higher over the course of the past week or so as well, slowly. So that
I'm also not into JPM. I did ride JPM during the crash. It was a stock where it's like, this is not going bankrupt, right? And so I definitely printed some tendies on JPM, but it's just not a stock I'm long on now. I don't even own now.
But everything else sort of right. And I understand what Tim is saying without question. I get it. I just think, the market seemingly believes that somehow the central banks can control these things. I think it's out of their control at this point. You're seeing prices rise on the back of an ISM number that was.
This guy's doubting Jerome Powell.
Soft commodities, steel, copper, those things, levels we haven't seen in quite some time. I mean, inflation is there as well. We just choose not to acknowledge it or measure it. And I do believe that if we start to ratchet through this 1.5%, I think people are going to take notice. Now, Jerome Powell's going to speak tomorrow at some Wall Street Journal, I think, jobs conference or something. I'm sure he'll do his best to jawbone things back to some level of normalcy. I just wonder, though, if we're at a point now where they can say all they want, it's not going to matter. Again, every time we've seen this, it's worked to the market's benefit, and there's no reason to believe it won't happen again tomorrow. But as rates creep higher, I think people are taking notice that finally valuations do, in fact, matter.
All right. Our next guest believes the tech wreck is far from over. Tom Lee is head of research.
The tech wreck. The tech wreck. What? Let's hear this. Paper hander. With a picture of Gary Payton. Basketball reference.
Income as their son Kyle's moving back home. It helped set up a financial plan for Mrs. Garcia. And he explained how.
Wait, oh my God, that was so weird. I totally played the wrong audio and that was so bizarre.
Thinking is, what is the market telling us? And
that's better.
The leadership of energy and the financials and cyclicals to us is really telling us that a vigorous economic recovery is underway. These cyclicals could turn into growth stocks, which means traditional growth stocks aren't as shiny and as interesting.
Does that necessarily?
This is like the standard line that we hear over and over and over again.
Leverage to the growth story, I should say. Names are going to go higher, and that's where the leadership is. Does that necessarily mean that inflation will in fact go higher as well, and so will bond yields?
Well, I think we're struggling with what that means, and I think the market is, because inflation has essentially been eradicated from the market's thinking for the last 12 years. And I think that's why there's this hypersensitivity to both rates and inflation expectations. But, I think the Fed's been pretty clear. If energy rises or commodity prices surge and it causes CPI to rise, that's not really inflation. It'll show up in CPI. But what they're worried about really is a change in how people's inflation expectations are anchored. I think that's going to take quite a lot of time. So I think you have a period where the economy could run really hot. That's why the cyclicals are rallying. But it's not something that's going to force the Fed's hand. And I know the bond market's been testing the Fed, but that's really the question. It's a key question.
Yeah, you told us nothing.
So, Tom, I'm in your camp. I've been playing the value trade as well.
Boring. Okay. Oh, God. Let's go back to the sticks. Oh, man. Look look at the red. Oh, room. Oh, 10%. Jeez, man. Snowflake actually recovering here a little bit, which is not bad. Snowflake really bouncing here in the after hours, which is nice to see. It's nice to see here. I just want to know, me, Kevin, Hoarder Alliance. I don't know. Can I say that? Right now, Lauren and I are on the Horde. But we have been Alliance. So there. 50-50. How's that? So, all right. Although we haven't played in like 6 weeks. We're leaving our gear behind. How are we going to arena? All right. Anyway. So, let's see. We got to get some conquest points in the stock market first. 660s. Okay, so Tesla. Look at this. Oh, sweet. A nice little push up. I'm sorry. See, I knew I shouldn't have said that. Here's a response. I think is this what you guys see? No, that's what you guys. Burr is when I write LOL. Don't you guys see Keck? Isn't that if I write LOL, isn't it Keck for you guys? I don't know. There. So what else? All right, sticking to the stocks here. Let's look at the top news here. Okay, so top news, nothing changing here. Commodities see outflows for the first time in 3 months. Biden backs an error. That's old news. Splunk Bitcoin jumps over 50K. Well, we knew that. That was old news as well. Let's go to all news. All news. Let's see if we can get an update on this. It is Keck. Yeah, good. Thank you. Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so if we launch this, Launchpad. Yeah, perfect. I nailed it then. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Biden asks for more time on decision to release Trump taxes. Biden the thinker. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if I think I can customize this just to more important. But show best stories. Let's try that. What happens if I do this? Because it's so much. There we go. Okay, I think that cut out a little bit. It's a little easier to read when it's not popping every second. Okay, Royal Caribbean, 8K. What else? Space Acquisition Corp 1 SPAC raise up to $300 million. Oh, the SPACs. Okay. Other news. We are looking for it. No, I can't really say we've got a massive amount of big news happening here in the after hours. But then again, this is just the last couple minutes here. And the top news is I'm not really showing much news here. At least nothing different from what we've been seeing. New York City says vaccines may be available to all as soon as late April. Disney to shut 60 North American stores, 20% of global total. I mean, that's smart. Cut the expenses. Please, cut expenses. Okay. Let's look at the sticks really quick, and then maybe we'll look at some of these new ticker symbols that some folks are talking about. Tesla 660, EXPI, Palantir, Peloton, Airbnb. Okay, so nothing new here. All Domino's coming back. Oh, man. Can I dip my stock course? The stock course is a dip for what you get. It's a bargain. Use that code HODL. Domino's coming up 5%. Why is Domino's moving? Man, I could go for some Domino's right now. Or some sushi. Oh, sushi sounds pretty good. I might do sushi. But let's see what Domino's is up to. And then I'll look at some of these other tickers here. Domino's. DPZ. Am I still on a stock diet? I am a diet failure. Okay, Domino's Pizza. Q4 2020. U.S. comps impressive but slowing. U.S. tough comparisons will lead to uneven 2021 results. Yeah, I mean, that's no surprise. They got a price target bump today. Wow, that's actually a big price target bump, going up to 455 by Argus Research. I wonder if they provided this. I'm sure I can look that up, but not worth looking into right now. All right, let's see. My wife is gonna hurt me, but I'm gonna join. That's funny. Thank you. Thin crust chicken and jalapeno with Parmesan crust. That actually does sound really good. Domino's sounds fire. It does right now. Oh, but somebody says Domino's sucks. Oh, Maurice does not like Domino's. Hey, you know, it's all experience based. If you had a bad experience, I can't blame you. Okay. I don't know that we're going to be live here for this. What's our T minus on this? Let's get a refresh here. Oh, come on. You're going to feed me another ad here. You got to get YouTube Premium, and then you don't get the ads. So what's our T minus? T minus. I have no idea. What time is this? 38 minutes. 38 minutes to go. Oh, no. What, did they push this back? They must have pushed it back. Domino's website about to crash. That's too funny. Yeah. No T minus. Oh, no T minus yet. Oh, okay. So we're just unknown. That's what it is. All right. So no confirmation yet on this flight. Okay. Let's briefly look at the sticks here and see. There were some other mentions here. It's not 2 minutes. No. Somebody says 15 minutes. I don't think so. I don't know. Elon just tweeted 5 min. What? Let's look at Elon's tweet. Hold on. Pull up Twitter. Which, by the way, if you have not... a Patreon on top of this? Really? I appreciate you. That's a really nice comment that you left here. But let's look at Elon Musk. Let's see what his last tweet is. Elon Musk Starship to the moon. 5 minutes to Starship. Oh, well, that was 2 hours ago. Yeah. So that's not happening yet. Okay. The launch is delayed because of Rocket Mortgage. That's a good one. Yeah. Fubu TV pushing. Okay, let's listen to CBC for a moment.
Over at D.A. Davidson. Here's what he liked in the print. He said product revenue, so their core software, 178 million, up 116%. RPO, remaining performance obligations, or the dollar amount committed to the company, 1.3 billion. That was up 213%. Big whale ads, Andy says, meaning they added 77 $1 million customers. That's up from 65 last quarter. So why is the stock down? Andy's saying the upside did not roll through, meaning Q1 product revenue guidance did not impress investors, though full year guidance was better than expected. I did ask Andy why the buy rating here. He says, bottom line, they are growing very strongly, stronger than rivals with unmatched technology, in his words. On the call, CEO Frank Slootman talked about improving operating efficiency. Customers know they have to step up their data game. They turn to Snowflake for that. Remember, Snowflake sells cloud-based software to help companies store, process, and visualize data. Slootman talked about customers like BlackRock, the company's continued push into the big enterprises like MasterCard. We have the tech and organization, he argues, to pursue the opportunities in front of us. Melissa, back to you.
Josh, thanks.
I mean, fancy marketing, and that's the thing. I mean, it is great marketing. Let's take a look at this, though. This is SpaceX, I feel like is such a cool company to invest in, but obviously, nowhere near public because nowhere near actually proven profitable. But then again, there are many other companies that aren't proven profitable, but they got to prove some revenue here too. And they're still deving tech, obviously. I don't own CCC. I don't own CIIC. But yeah, I mean, rideshare and human spaceflight. I mean, this is just such cool. Smallest rideshare program. Dedicated rideshare missions as low as $1 million. Find flights below. What? Oh my God. No earlier than July 2021. Oh my gosh. When do I want to go flying? Input payload mass. Estimated price. Okay, so what is this? Like, I don't know, if $1 million. What about 1,000? Oh, wow. Price goes up depending on how much weight you want to bring to space. Oh my gosh. Just unbelievable. And then, of course, this is the Starship. What are they launching today? Is it the 10? The SN10. Yes, it is. Test flight. I don't have a live feed directly from SpaceX yet. It's really just, I mean, this is just a loop. And when you click on watch it live, we do not actually have a live feed video yet, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't think they've landed one of these guys yet successfully. They seem to always explode when they land, but it can be entertaining to watch. So let's see. Everything's stable here, I mean, with the exception of kind of that temporary pump there on share purchases wearing off on shift, which is totally expected. One of the reasons you don't want to buy in aftermarkets. I obviously bought with a limit, so I was okay with it, but you got to be careful about the aftermarkets. Tesla giving up a little bit here. Palantir can't get to 24. Crazy low right here. Ebix, Redfin's going to be under 70 here soon, which is crazy to think about, that they're going to be under 70 here very shortly. Really good opportunity. Long-term opportunity, it's a money printer. Long-term Redfin, yes. That's all we got to say. Okay, let's take a peek and see what Bloomberg has to talk about here.
Has really excelled in a different aspect of it, specifically helping developers build advanced trust features into their applications. Security can no longer be.
This is that one I have no idea about.
That now we see in a login page, like password resets and multi-factor authentication. And Auth0 is really the leader in doing that on an outsourced basis in the cloud for developers as they write new applications. And so really, this is a combination of two identity leaders who have been addressing different aspects of the same market.
That said, Okta shares are down 10% after hours. They just reported earnings. And of course, on the back of this deal, what do you make of that?
Well, anytime you see a mega deal like this, it's pretty common for the acquirer's stock to drop, especially when they're paying such a premium for the company they're buying. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for the market to understand the strength of the combination.
Yeah, I think if you're in tech, you'll understand this combination a lot more and have much more of an ability to opine on this. For not being in the tech field, OKTA, it's hard to know if this is like a buy the dip opportunity or if it's something that's potentially just overvalued. And usually, I mean, acquisitions can be good, but we'll see. Let's see. You think the acquisition is great, says Jerry Yang. Yeah, thank you for that. Clueless myself. But that's where I would obviously defer to people who are in the space and understand this more. Let's go to top news. Anything new here? Melvin, okay. Let's look at the market wrap here. Let's just get an overview of what they're saying. So, renewed bout of Treasury volatility spurred a surge in bond yields on Wednesday, dragging down stocks. Okay. Oh, they're calling this the Reddit rebellion? Hold on a sec.
Shares of rocket companies, the stock falling more than 32% today after yesterday's huge run. RBC just downgraded the stock. You can read all about that on our website, cnbc.com/pro. Meantime, let's bring in Justin Jen, the co-founder and president of Thinknum Alternative Data, which tracks stock chatter on Reddit's Wall Street Bets board. Justin, great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
So you track the number of mentions stocks have on Wall Street Bets. What do you use with that data? How is that used?
I mean, anybody can do that. Sentiment analysis is so simple. I will pull up SpaceX in the meantime.
In general, so we track alternative data from the web. So we can track like where a company is opening and closing stores, who they're hiring, and social media is obviously a big part of that, especially with Reddit recently. So what investors really want to know is what are these stocks that people on Reddit are talking about, and then they use that to either potentially know when a stock could run up, or more importantly, for risk management. So if I have a portfolio and one of my stocks starts getting talked about, then I want to know about that as soon as possible.
So when you observe the chatter and you observe this activity on social media, Justin, do you make...
Where did you see this 5-minute thing, by the way?
The data to determine whether it's positive or negative? Because even from a risk management perspective, if you're a portfolio manager, I mean, the people on Reddit could be on the same side as the trade or completely opposite, as we saw in GameStop. It doesn't help you unless you know directionally how that commentary on Wall Street Bets is couched.
So we provide the number of occurrences for a stock on Reddit, and then we provide the comments. We don't say, hey, this comment is positive or negative, because that can be kind of arbitrary. But our our investor clients and some of the corporations that use this data, they have a lot of tools to do that sentiment analysis on their own. I will say that a lot of the, most people on Reddit tend to go long. So usually the use case right now is if I'm short a stock, then I want to know because, like a lot of these run-ups are on the long side, not the short side.
Okay, let's talk about the latest stock you picked up in terms of chatter on Reddit, and that would be Palantir. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, sure. So Palantir is an interesting one because it's a B2B company as opposed to B2C companies, which basically everything else.
Business to business instead of business to consumer. Okay, we got it. Sentiment is basically exactly what the Buzz ETF is trying to follow. That'll be out tomorrow, apparently. So that'll be interesting to see how it performs. I'm sure it'll have a lot of excitement and get a lot of media headlines up front. Let's try to let's get where's our Bloomberg Live? Bloomberg Live. We'll jump on over there as well as Fox. See what we got. Find some good commentary.
So in many cases, it's predictive. In some cases, it's coincident. We don't claim to analyze it and say everything is predictive. So
yeah, because you're just using your AI. Got it. Boring.
Lawmakers in Michigan made sure happened immediately. But yeah, it's tough to see, no question.
It is indeed. David Spun, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Well, the pandemic, just as we are making significant progress in killing the virus, the immigration crisis developing at the border is threatening that progress. That's coming next.
Okay. So little.
I'm big fans of Justin and his co-founder, Greg. I know both those guys, very smart guys, and they're doing some really smart things that I think people should be paying attention to. And actually, one of the things he said was that there's actually been sort of a buildup in the chatter, and he didn't really indicate that happened today, but that it has been going on. And that's actually what we've been seeing in Palantir.
They're pumping Palantir right now.
About 610,000 contracts overall. Calls outpaced puts by about 3-1, and the most active options were the 26 strike calls that expire at the end of this week. And this is a pattern that we've seen
lower than I thought
in these cases, that people are trading very short dated upside in a lot of these names. As Justin was mentioning, most of the people who are doing this are making bullish bets, not bearish ones. And this is a stock that obviously had a big run up, fell back fairly shortly thereafter, and we are starting to see a buildup of bullish activity on the short dated call side. This one again.
I'll pull that up.
So Guy, I'll go to you on this one because you've been watching Palantir. I mean, you piece this all together, and what does this give you, if anything?
An opportunity. I mean, I hate using the word opportunity. I rarely do, but I think that's what this is, in fact. I mean, this 23.5 level that Karen cited earlier in the show, that's been support. Obviously had this big pullback, but if you look, Goldman Sachs upgraded the stock in mid-February, I think a $34 price target. Kathy Wood obviously has been speaking about this. They just signed a deal with 3M Palantir. And oh, by the way, I think they're going to be able to scale down some of their business offerings to these MSBs, these mid-sized businesses, which I think makes the stock.
I don't know where they're getting this talk about the $26. Because look, here's the terminal. This is the options monitor. So to me, the highest volume is actually right here on the $25 call. Because he's looking at this week. Okay, I went to March 19th. Got it. Okay, so that might be why. But for as far as March 19th, at least, for March 19th, we've got a big action on $25 calls and $25 puts. And we actually do have a good chunk of $23 puts as well expiring March 19th. And let's see here. Some $26 calls as well. This seems somewhat balanced, at least on this. I mean, maybe he's looking a lot more short term. I think that's the issue. So I would have to figure out how to edit this back. But I actually don't know that I can on this. So anyway, let's keep listening with this thing.
Being bullish to me would be. That's sort of interesting because if most of the activity is bullish, then that would be bullish for the stock.
Yeah. Grasso?
Yeah, when you look at Palantir, you have to look at the government contracts, as Justin said. It's facing a $610 million in revenue there, and I think that will increase dramatically. So we've touched on it as far as the technicals, as far as the Reddit angle, but I do believe they have a backlog and an increasing backlog of government contracts and potential. The analytics that they provide are going to be huge for the government, especially for President Biden's administration. They're going to lean on them a lot. I do believe that the stock can run for fundamental reasons as well as technical.
It is really interesting, Tim, to see all of these firms now realize or recognize that social media can actually have an impact on stock action. We had the investment sciences guy from Barclays the other day who looked at.
I mean, this is no surprise to us. We already know that. So let's see. What do we got here? Jumping on over for a moment to Bloomberg TV.
In the global pandemic, you were holding roadshows, but
they were all Zoom roadshows as well. And I think that's the value
Talk
the bankers
about the
bring
challenges of that.
Interesting.
Did it bring any
And of
specific
course,
benefits as public in?
This is inconvenient. Apparently, I have two Bloombergs open here somewhere. So give me a second. I will figure that out.
Forces are at work, especially if you are short a name. That's kind of been proven obvious, but on the long side. And look, ultimately, money managers are really paid to have stocks move higher. We like to combine it with great fundamentals, but I think ultimately, I think there will be much less focus on this wave of Reddit dynamics, but because I think the presumption here is behind all this is a wave of liquidity that is.
But I love it. I mean, I might be the only CEO in the history of roadshows, I think, that runs his own slides from his own laptop, his own computer, because I demo Oscar as well. I switch between the slides and the product demo, and I pull up dashboards. I can pull up some code if I have to, right? I want to show that we really have built something really amazing and cool here. So that's the advantage. The disadvantage, I think, is that it's a lot of work for sure, and you see a lot of folks and tell.
All right, let's go ahead and look at Webull. Let's see how much Palantir just got pumped. A lot. Look at that. It's at 25. It just literally broke out thanks to the CNBC pump again. Oh, man. The CNBC pump. Look at that. Those two interviews just created some big buying. Honestly, I mean, under 24, it was just like, why is it this low again? I have no idea. Or, well, there goes Palantir. That's exciting. Yeah, no, bullish on Palantir. Stop it with the updates. Okay, in terms of losers, let's look at the recently viewed here. Vroom still actually Vroom recovering here. Look at this. Nice attempted recovery here on Vroom. We've got Okta also recovering a little bit. Nothing really selling off other than those things that have reported and slightly missed. A little bit of this 1% everywhere. Pinterest heading back to 70, which is honestly a buying opportunity. It's phenomenal. API at 61. Geez, it's almost under 60. We've got, where's Tesla? Palantir's pumping. Palantir. I'm sorry, Tesla. Tesla 657. Neo. Oh, slightly red. Look at that. 41.47. Oh gosh, just so I tell you, 3 months, give it 3 months. We'll be over here going, dang, should have bought more. It's usually what happens. It's typically what happens. All right, Fox Business. Circling back.
Has blatantly lied to the American people, David. Look, it's not just about the UACs.
We're still, I don't get it. Why is Stocks Business? Yeah. Okay, sorry. Anyway, why are they so much on politics all the time? I think that's how maybe they get the views or something like that. But I thought that's what Fox was for, not Fox Business. Anywho, okay, so we'll go to the candlesticks. Anybody? Let's see here, and they think Reddit is gambling. S&10 loading propellant now. Oh, okay. So it sounds like we're getting closer then. Okay. Let's see if we could just type in here. Here we go, SpaceX. So this is Everyday Astronauts channel. 13 minutes-ish is the expectation now. Okay. Elizabeth Warren made them all cry and wonder. Rocket Lab. Let's look at Rocket Lab a little bit while we wait. I want to look at that one. So VACQ. Okay, so here's a SPAC that I keep getting asked about. Let's go. Okay, so obviously big bounce here after the announcement. Vector, by the way, wasn't that the one that did Nikola? The company that did Nikola, I'm pretty sure they are. Anyway, so they're at about a 30%. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so they're up about $2, 271. Let's go into Bloomberg here. What is it again? VACQ, right? Let's see. Let's pull it and see what the Bloomberg says. VACQ. Yes, this is it. Okay, so Kyler, I responded to you about the Discord. So individual company news. Let's see what the news is here. Yeah, Palantir just shot up after CNBC yapped about them. Okay, Rocket Lab reaches deal to merge with SPAC. Update from Dow Jones. Dow Jones. Space transportation startup Rocket Lab reached a deal to go public with a merger and SPAC. Okay, 4.1 billion is the value of the New Zealand startup company said Monday. Wall Street Journal said Sunday such a deal was imminent. Wall Street Journal coming in with the leaks. Lockheed Martin is seen as a front runner among the new breed of so-called small launch providers. Compete with SpaceX, huh? Another one of Mr. Branson's entities, Virgin Galactic, went public through a SPAC in 2019. Rocket Lab's deal would provide them an additional $470 million. Rocket Labs expects to use the proceeds from the deal to fund new development of a medium-lift neutron launch vehicle. I mean, the space industry is honestly fascinating. My reply to your buy the dip tweet is blowing up my phone. Oh no, what did you say? Palantir. Everything always comes back to Earth after CNBC pumps it. SpaceX is targeting 613. Oh yeah, I mean that's in like 30 plus minutes. That's too long. That is too long for us to wait for. Oh well. What else? What's this guy complaining about? Oh no, this is still talking about the border wall over here. Okay, well, I think this is the best place to say use your coupon code HODL and join me in the course. Get your buy alerts, get my perspectives on building wealth, new lectures coming. If you join now, you lock in lower prices. And as the course develops, once the course is fully developed, the price will be up. And even as new lectures come up, the price goes up in time. And it already has. But anyway, yeah, great, cool. Let's see how tomorrow is. I'm interested. So far, market kind of flattish right now in the after hours. We'll see how it behaves. No crazy news right now. The Senate will be talking. The Senate gives some speeches. I may be live again later today. But folks, as usual, I thank you so much for being here. If you like this platform that I always show off here, make sure to get 2 free stocks with Webull. That is what company this is. Just go to metkevin.com/Webull or use that link down below, deposit $100, and they will give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. Thank you so very much, folks.